So we've already learned about the sound like in the word her or bigger. Today we will learn more about and how sometimes it can have different spellings, like in the word bird or surf. So first we're going to start with a little warm up, but it's going to be a fun warm up because we're going to play a game. So here's that for you. You can leave it in front of you for now. I'll tell you what we're going to do. The game is called Say It and Move It. So before we start, let me show you an example so that you know what to do when it's your turn. So I have my board up here just how you do. In this big circle here, we have 4 buttons. As we're going, I'm going to give you a word, and you're going to move each button down for each sound in the word. So my first word I'm going to show you is her. So I would do her. Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Are you ready to try one with me now?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll put my buttons back over in the circle. Okay. The word we're going to do together is fern. Can you repeat fern?
Fern.
Let's do each sound.
Fern.
Fern. Fern. Good. Let's try another one. Okay, let's do girl. Girl.
Girl.
G.
G.
Oh. Girl.
Girl.
Beautiful. Another one. Let's do dirt.
Dirt.
D.
D.
Dirt.
Dirt.
Good. We have one more. We're going to do skirt.
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 Perfect. In the word skirt, how many sounds did we have? 4. Perfect. Okay. I can take that back from you right now. So we already learned about how to make this sound when we learned about spelling with ER. It's like a growl, like Try it with me. Good job. Today we're going to focus more on what letters make that sound. Do you remember what an R-controlled vowel is, or what a bossy R is? So that's okay. A bossy R, in an R-controlled word, an R-controlled vowel, the R changes the sound of the vowel because it's bossy. So let's look at this word for an example. In this word, the E and the R make one sound. Let's tap it out. So put out your arm. We're going to do heard. D. Heard. Good. And then as we can go, you can do it with me. You don't have to go after me.
Okay.
So we have heard. How many sounds were in that when we tapped it out?
3.
Perfect. So it makes 3 sounds because the bossy R is changing the sound of the vowel. Instead of making an E or an E sound, it's kind of combining with the R and it's making an R sound, which is why we only have 3 sounds there, even though there's 4 letters. So sometimes the bossy R is bossy to other letters too, not just to an E. So we're going to look at some of those and see what else can make an sound. What is this a picture of?
A bird.
Perfect. So let's try and tap out the sounds in the word. Bird. 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 Perfect. What is our vowel sound in the word bird? Close. It's So this time the sound is being made with different letters. You see? So in bird, the bossy R is changing the sound of the vowel I to make the sound. Let's look at another one. What is this a picture of?
A turtle.
Perfect. Let's talk it out. Turtle. Turtle. Perfect. How many sounds were in the word turtle?
4.
Perfect. So what is our vowel sound in the word turtle? Good. So in this word, the bossy R is changing the vowel sound of a U instead. So when we see this, we know the R is controlling the sound of the U. Okay, let's try another exercise. So we're going to do some mapping. I'm going to give you this worksheet and then a pencil. Perfect. I'm going to write some words down on this board. If you want to stand up and stretch and take a 20-second break, you can. Be faster if I had a bigger whiteboard. So I would have to erase. Thanks for being so patient. Doing a great job. Okay. Put that back there. So, have you ever done this phoneme grapheme mapping before?
Nope.
Okay. So remember, a phoneme is a sound. It's like the smallest portion of a spoken word. A grapheme is something that represents a sound. Okay, so I'm going to show you what to do for the first word, and then we'll try the next one together. So I'm going to look at the top. I'm going to copy down the first word, dirt, right over here. Okay, so if I need some help trying to figure out how many sounds there are, I can always tap it out. Each box on the right over here is going to equal one sound. So I'm going to try and tap it out. I have dirt. Dirt. So I had 3 sounds. What was my first sound? Duh. Good. So it was D. I can look right here. I know that the D makes that sound. So I'm going to put that one down in the first box. My second sound was So I know that since I have a bossy R right there, those two work together to make one sound. So I'm going to keep them together, and I'm going to write the I and the R in the same box. My last sound was T, and I know that a T makes that sound. So I'm going to put the T by itself because it makes one sound in the last box. Let's try one together. We're going to do the second word, twirl. So you can copy that down on your paper. Perfect. So before we do anything else, let's tap it out and figure out how many sounds we have. We have twirl, twirl, twirl. How many sounds is that? 4. Perfect. If you want, you can mark on your paper the spot where the last sound was, so you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can like put a little star in the box to help you remember. Perfect. So in twirl, what is our first sound?
No.
Exactly. Good job. So we have t. What sound right here makes that? What letter right here makes that sound?
The T.
Perfect. So we're going to put our T down in the first box because it's our first sound. What is the next sound in twirl?
W.
W. Perfect. What letter makes that sound?
W.
Great job. What sound comes after t? W. Good job. What letter or letters are making this sound?
IR.
Perfect. Do we put them in the same box or different boxes?
Same box.
Why?
Because of the bossy R.
Good job. Because there's a bossy R and they work together on that one. What is our last sound?
O.
Oh, good job. What letter here makes that sound?
L.
L. Very good. Let's say our word all together. Twirl. Beautiful. Okay. So now for the last 3, I want you to go through and try and do those 3 on your own. So you can start by copying right here like we did. And then if you need to, you can tap it out just the way that we did. I'll help you if you get stuck. That's okay. Good job.
Bossy R.
Good. Good. As you go through, you can be a little louder as you're doing your sounds in your boxes so I can hear it.
Oh. First.
Perfect.
F.
Yes.
IR. Bossy R. S. T. First.
Perfect. Okay, we have one more.
Okay. O.
Good job.
So t is the T. Is the UR.
Good.
T again. O. LE.
Good job. We didn't go over that right now, but you're exactly right. When we do the LE, we do them in the same box because there's only one sound. That's our consonant LE syllable type, which we talked about before. Perfect. So now we're going to practice sorting these words that we just did into groups. Here is your worksheet. So all of these sounds up here have the sound with the bossy R. I want you to take a look at your paper. Do you see how we have 3 different columns? We have IR, ER, and UR at the top. you're going to go through the list and put whatever is you're going to put the correct spelling of under the correct column. So for the first one, I have dirt. It's using an IR, so you're going to put that one under the IR column.
I'm going to write dirt.
That's
the
correct.
word.
Yes. So we can save this and look back on it. No, it's okay. You don't have to do codes mixer. Okay. We are okay. So now we're going to read a short story. But first, we're going to go over some words that can be confusing, but that we see a lot. Do you remember what irregular words are?
Are they words that don't sound like they should?
Yeah, kind of. So they don't sound how they look like they should sound from how they're spelled. So it's easy for us to get confused on those ones. So we're just going to go over it really fast. So it's like stuck in our memory before. So I'm going to give you these word tiles to use. For each one, I'm going to show you a word card, and I want you to do the spell out strategy, or the spell out game. Let me show you an example first before I show you the words we want to go over. So if my word was old, I would use my tiles and I would spell OLD, old. So this is a little different from what we were doing earlier, because earlier we were doing the sounds. Now we're going to make sure we're not doing the sounds. We're doing the letters, the names of the letters. Because if we do the sounds in an irregular word, it's not going to sound right. It's not going to give us the word we want. Okay?
Okay.
Here's your first word.
COULD.
Good. What's the word?
Could.
Perfect. You can doubt yourself. Okay, great job. You can mix this all up. And we're going to do one more. Here's our second word. Spell it out.
WOULD. Wood.
Great job. Good job remembering those. Thank you. Okay. So now that we've reviewed some of those strange words, I'm going to give you this story. You put your name on the top. And here are some highlighters. Okay, so before we start, I want you to find the title. Perfect. So let's look at the title. What words in the title have the sound in it?
Turtle and surf.
Perfect. You can go ahead and circle those.
Ooh, the whole word?
Yep. Nice job. Okay, now you can read through the story on your own. As you're going through the story, you're going to see a lot of words that have the sound, like we talked about today. I want you to highlight those words as you're going through. And then at the end, we can talk about some of them. Okay. Okay, good job. So did any of those words that you highlighted confuse you?
Every.
Good.
And
So let's talk about every. So do you want to sound that out?
er.
Oh wait, sorry, I just made a mistake. Let's try that again. Ready? Every. Good. Okay, perfect. So that one does have the ER sound, the I understand where you got confused though, because a lot of times we say it like every, and we don't really emphasize the sound as much. Got it right though. Any other ones?
Mother.
Mother. Okay, let's sound that word out. Mother. Perfect. So this one is a little different than the other ones we talked about today because all of the words that we used had the in the middle of the word. This one has it at the end. But you're right. That's the sound. You got that one. Okay, good job. So now that we're done, I have some questions for you. What kind of animal is Irma?
She's a turtle.
Perfect. What would Irma do when she got home?
When she got home,
Mm-hmm.
she would curl up in her bed and relax.
Good job. And now you can illustrate the story in the box above the decodable text. All right. Yay. Good job.